Hello everybody, they call me Muse and I welcome you back to the Thaumaturge, which has got me a little upset at the moment. I had a look in the old guide, saw that I only had 2 sketches left to get of the 55 that are available. And so I thought to myself, yeah, I can look up a guide just to see what I might have missed here and there. And here's the thing, there's like 55 available, about 5 of them are missable. The rest, you just run around and you click on things, all is well. But there's a handful that are available only in one specific quest, and if you don't get them in that quest, then they're gone. And of course one of those is the one that I've missed. Back when I was kidnapped by Aberici in one of the early episodes, I needed to speak to him in the Elysian Bar. And I think I actually started an episode in the Elysian Bar next to him. But I thought that speaking to him would advance the quest further than I wanted, so I just left and went to the Lockstock instead. And because of that, I'm not getting the Chieve unless I start a new playthrough and gather all 55 of them again. So devs, if you're putting like 50 plus collectibles in a game, be consistent with them. Either make them all available for a long period of time, or make them all time sensitive. Don't make like 5 of them much harder to get than the rest. Otherwise you'll end up with sad players like me. It's the same with Fallout 3 actually. All the bobbleheads can be collected at pretty much any time in the game except for one which is only available on one trip to Raven Rock. It was annoying then. It's annoying now. But here's our pal, TF, so let's have a chat.
Fagin? WS, it's good that you're here. Did you get my message?
Indeed.
I need your help.
Did someone get upset that you were following him, sniffing after a scandal?
No, I've gotten used to that already. This is something bigger.
Go on then.
What is it?
Have you heard what happened at Vienna Station?
No.
There was an attack. Bloody and brazen. Several dead. All of them civilians, it seems. A new group of fanatics have taken credit for the assassination. They call themselves Lekhites. The Russians have put Zhukov himself on the case. I want to write about it. The truth. But I need help.
I guess the reason he wants me in particular is because I'm a friendly thaumaturge and I can find out things that others can't. So we'll skip that question.
I've never written an article. How can I help?
I'll handle the writing, you focus on finding these Lekhites. I want to eliminate the possibility of this being a Russian provocation. I'll interview them. What do you make of this?
What do we know about Zhukov?
Zhukov, is he that famous investigator?
They say he's amazing and very effective. If the Ruskies have got him on this case, it must be the top priority. Anything else?
I wouldn't be so sure the censors would allow you to print something like this.
I don't write exclusively for state-run newspapers. Have you ever heard anything about Kimichits?
No.
I haven't. I only know the character from the book by Sienkiewicz. It's nothing special.
This is my pseudonym for a certain underground publication. I'll admit that I am rather well known in patriotic circles as Kimichits.
Congratulations.
Keep asking.
Who are those Lekhites?
Nobody knows. They've shown up in Warsaw only recently. This is the first attack they've taken credit for. That's why I want to reach out and talk to them. Anything else?
Who are the victims?
Who died in this attack?
That's what's suspicious. Nobody knows. The list of victims has been classified, but I know that they're most likely civilians, random people, Poles. The Lekhites fancy themselves patriots, and look what we have here.
That's enough for me to start with.
So you agree?
Yes. Maybe I'll reach out to Uncle.
Good idea, because you need a pass to access the attack site. They won't just let anyone in. No offense. Do you ever see Wanda?
Perhaps I should speak to her.
Wonderful. Fine. And when you happen to stumble across a Lekhite, don't forget to call me. It's a Śródmieście number, 3490. I'm also leaving you their manifesto. I just want to talk to them and write an honest article about them, in Polish.
Intriguing. So we've got options. We could talk to Wanda, we could talk to Unk. We could possibly talk to both. I would like to talk to Wanda. Hello, Pusscat. We're not here for you today. We're here for Wanda.
Tell me what brings you here.
What do you know about the Lehites, the new stars of the revolution?
You're asking me because you thought that was your best bet?
Have I crossed the line?
I'm teasing you, fool. And the Lehites are a slap in the face for those who risk their lives for freedom every day.
What do you think about their manifesto?
They only did it for recognition. Pathetic, amateurish methods of getting attention. I despise them all. But maybe you can help the lady. Do you know where to find them?
Sadly, no. I'm trying to figure it out.
Just don't forget to come and tell me. I'll gladly sort them out myself.
Okay then. What about the doctor though?
I'm looking for a particular man. He's a doctor and a thaumaturge. He treats people with rather radical views.
Who do you mean? Us?
Ammunition in your tights, lying low in cellars, the smell of Dutch pomade in your hair. I can sense letters, like PP and S here.
I'm sorry. We don't betray our comrades to anyone who asks.
So you do know one another after all.
Who knows?
How about this? I won't ask for anything else, but please, pass something on to him from me.
Are you praying to an onion?
Hush.
We're putting our trace on it.
Pass on to this doctor.
We've got all sorts of options. We want to talk.
Not bad. Not bad at all. Done.
What can you make out of that? Cough syrup?
Just pass it on to him. He'll know.
You're peculiar. Anything else?
That's all for now.
I'll be off now.
If I get an answer from the doctor, I'll let you know. Look after yourself.
So that's updated our journal a bit. That's part of the Dangerous Friends quest, which we're not really focused on right now. But we will worry more about that later. Let's get back to the quest that we are dealing with today. And yeah, I guess we can speak to Unk then. Speaking to Wanda hasn't got us any closer to being able to get to the attack site. What's up, Unky V?
May I have a moment of your time, Uncle?
Your timing couldn't be worse. I'm swamped with work. This attack at the railway station has the highest priority now.
That's what I've come to talk to you about.
First of all, keep your voice down. Secondly, I won't tell you anything because I'm not allowed to say anything. And third, are you involved with this in any way?
I thought I could help. As a thaumaturge.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to help you, dear boy. You've helped enough already. You've helped me, Petya, and the Krajewskis. All I can do now is make a dramatic exit and leave you alone here. With all these papers, passes, and official stamps. I'm in a hurry, lad. I'd rather you not be here when I return.
Lovely. What a terrible shame
Judge Voronin is not in.
that...
I know. I'm his nephew. I'll wait here.
As you wish, sir.
What a terrible shame that he wasn't
It
able
would be
to
a
help
sin
me.
not to make use of it.
But look at this. We've got a 4.
A Hammond machine. Good brand.
Everything all right there, Mr.
Yes, sure.
Yes. We'll be off now, maybe. Oh no, we might want to just look at these
Stamp
stamps.
looks worn out. To be expected. Uncle is rather heavy-handed.
May I offer you something to drink?
No need. I'll only be a moment.
May I offer you something to drink?
No need. I'll only be a
So we have found ourselves with a pass. Ah, there's Detective Zukov. Suppose it couldn't hurt to speak to him whilst we're here.
Might I take a moment of your time? Detective Zukov, right?
I'm not an idiot.
I didn't call you an idiot.
I'm trying to stay ahead of the facts. I want to save us both time, which is why I decided to warn you. I'm listening.
Let's be honest with this man. He's not an idiot.
I'm a thaumaturge.
I know. I see the grimoire. I'm envious of your skills. I wish I were able to touch an object and irrefutably claim who it belonged to. You're the relative of a local judge. I can tell by the accent. You and Voronin pronounce certain sounds similarly. I told you, I'm not an idiot.
I think I could.
Help with finding the attackers, I know. Yes, for the love of God. Just don't ask me how I figured it out. I requested a thaumaturge myself, but it will be at least a week before he arrives in Warsaw.
So, you're stuck with me.
Let's get to the point then. I trust you will share your knowledge with me. When you manage to locate the Lechites, be so kind as to come back to me.
Of course.
Please tell me, why does this matter concern you?
Justice.
I want the culprits to receive just punishment.
And do you realize that the concept of justice is uniquely human, typically not present in nature? Is there anything else?
I want to ask what you think about the Lehites' motives. Do you see them as significant?
Their motives are inconsequential to me. The effects of their methods do a lot to undermine them. What you want to know is what I think of Poles who fight for their country in this way.
That's right.
It's not worth the trouble to lose or take lives in the name of a notion so abstract as the state. Is that all?
Who are the victims?
Have you learned the identities of the victims from Vienna Station?
The station is virtually impossible to examine during such a short period of time. At least for Warsaw investigators anyway. And it looks like all the victims were random people. Perhaps some things will clear up once we're allowed to talk to the injured witnesses. I'm waiting for a call regarding this matter.
So, there are survivors.
I've already said too much.
Well, thanks for that.
Meeting you was a most interesting experience.
Let's do this again when you find the Lechites.
Someone survived. I guess there's nothing else we can pick up on in the police station. Oh, maybe there is. Zukov's unfinished report. A few people died, a few more were taken to the hospital, mayhap. Zukov wants to dispense justice to beasts who murder the innocent. So the hospital is where we need to be, I think. This feels like we're going to end up with a choice. Give information about them to our reporter friend, or to Wanda, or to Zukov. Hard to say which would be the best option out of the reporter and Wanda, because they're both cool. We should be able to just waltz straight into the hospital, I would think, especially because we helped the doctors earlier on. Okay, this patient diagnosed with a permanent loss of vision. Well, that's unfortunate. This one, let's see, a nail driven into his own skull. Okay. Consumption. Experimental treatment with mercury. Yeah, I'm sure that'll go well. So we've got a nurse there. Ah. Looking for a teddy bear. Would we be able to find said teddy bear? Or would we have to go to the station to find it? We've also got this side wing. A chart for another patient. No threat to his life. So this guy seems healthy and fine, more or less.
Hello.
What is it this time, and where are my things? Give me back my clothes already so I can get out of here. Unless you want to shove a thermometer up my ass again, let's have it then, because I'm drowsy. And morphine. I'm in pain. Are you even a doctor?
Do we look like a doctor?
You could say I'm a doctor of souls.
Like a priest?
Is there something you wish to confess?
You're no doctor. What the fuck do you want?
Did he set the bomb?
Well then, how are you feeling?
Sleepy. You're boring me.
Can you tell me anything about the attack? Do you remember what happened then?
I don't remember. And I won't say. Even if it costs me my life.
I'll leave you alone. For now.
Yeah, he's belligerent. He doesn't want to tell us anything. Someday the world will hear about him. Is that so? I guess we could probably just go back and ask him about the ID card, but we could also just have a quick poke around. Don't know if we're going to find anything in these other wards. Okay, the ID card hasn't given us anything else. I guess we can go and speak to the poor blind child. And then maybe we'll have to visit the attack site. Because we can. We got the pass.
Excuse me. Could I interrupt you for a moment?
I'm with a patient. What do you want?
I'm investigating the attack, and I need to ask you a few questions.
What agency are you with?
May I have a word with you?
Yes, sir.
Good old fake documents.
What do you think she was doing at the station?
I can surmise that she and her mother had either just arrived or were about to depart. Stefania Lipnitska. All I know is that she died in the attack.
Yeah, we'd learnt that name before.
How's the young patient doing?
She finally fell asleep and is a lot calmer now. But unfortunately, we couldn't save her eyesight. For a while after the operation, she would cry out for her mother and her teddy bear. The last thing she saw was her mother's death. What else would you like to know?
We'll come back.
Maybe I'll return later.
So yeah, getting into the site then. Maybe we'll find the teddy bear there, and the girl will be able to give us some clues. Maybe we'll find items in there that belong to the other survivor. And they'll give us more information about him. Okay, it's not completely blocked off then. Just most of it.
No entry. Wchodu niet. Zakryte.
Here's my pass, friend.
Congratulations, soldier. Exemplary attitude. But I really have to look around here, so if you'll just let me.
If the judge himself issued it.
Thank you. I will report to him about your stellar performance. But if you were to ask about me, I was never here.
Конечно. Spasiba.
Let's take a look around.
Let's. There's a clue. It's the stuffed bear. That was easy enough. Can we bring it along? Are we not allowed to scoop it up? A door key. A mother scolding a child. The office key is not a toy. Might belong to Stefania then, I guess. And a case fitting. The case that held the bomb. For a free Poland, death to traitors. So yeah, they are Polish nationalists. That trace belongs to Attacker. And this blood belongs to a mother. Okay, so that's confirming what we already knew, really. A bloodstained envelope addressed to Stefania. And now we have an address. A cryptic warning to take the little one and leave promptly. A bloody handprint belonging to somebody. One of the victims, perhaps? Well, yeah, one of the victims, obviously. And this also belonged to them, perhaps. Someone hoping to meet their loved one. That seems to be all we can gather from the attack site itself. So if we can find our way to the office, that would be excellent. Is it in this area? Map suggests not. And we've now got something in the north that we didn't have before. Oh yeah, we did pick up the patisserie thing, didn't we? So we could pick up an order and it might help us. We could find out who placed the order.
Good day, Mrs. Yagoda.
Have you worked up an appetite for a cookie?
I'm always down for a cookie, but this is business.
I have a receipt for order number 149.
This must be Mr. Wisniewski's. Oh, what a delightful name that is. He orders eclairs every week for his wife. But last time, he didn't pick them up.
How about I deliver them? I need to talk to Mrs. Wisniewska.
You're a saint, child. They live nearby, just past the church. 1 Plebańska Street.
Okay, we've got more leads. This is the place. Hello.
God, I didn't see you come in.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to startle you.
This is not the best time for a visit, Mr.
I know, please forgive me. I wanted to give you my sincerest condolences. I brought eclairs. Your husband wasn't able to pick up the order.
Thank you. Ignatsa. He remembered. As always. Are you from the patisserie?
Why can we mention our friend's pseudonym?
Kmicic sent me.
I don't really understand.
Haven't you heard about Kmicic?
I only read about him in a book by Sienkiewicz. Who are you?
I'm investigating your husband's death and those of the other victims from the station. I'm a thaumaturge. I can help find the perpetrators of this tragedy.
Well, I would always share these eclairs with my husband. It would be a shame for them to go to waste. Ignatsa was very fond of thaumaturges. He met one during his time in the army, the Polish army. I'm not afraid to say it anymore.
Do you mind if I look around here a little?
Come in. I'll make tea.
Cool, we're getting tea and eclairs. And clues. An insurrectionist's four-cornered cap. Filled with the love of one's homeland. Capable of the ultimate sacrifice. Interesting. And a painting that he has produced himself by the look of it. Is there anything outside here? Don't think so. No.
Have you learned anything? Is there anything else I can help you with?
Why was he still holding on to this four-cornered cap over 40 years after the uprising fell? One visit from the Okhrana and both of you would be doing time.
He kept it hidden. I brought it here yesterday. I also have his saber and 2 bayonets. Ignatsa never stopped fighting for Poland. He corresponded with Piłsudski. These plans have fallen through already.
Were both of you believers?
Ignatsa more than me. After what happened, I don't know.
His last thought remained where he had died. I managed to read it.
Tell me, please. I'm sure it was about putting Poland back on the map of Europe, right?
It was about you.
I don't know where the boat he'd been thinking of was, but he mentioned a summer afternoon by a peaceful lake and a wreath of marigolds.
God.
And she was there. Beautiful, magnificent, the only one.
Thank you.
Oh, Chief. Nice. I was just being nice to her.
If it's not too painful, I'd like you to tell me some things about your husband.
Well, we met right after the fall of the January uprising. Ignatsa was hiding on my parents' estate near Warsaw. He was supposed to escape to America, but he changed his mind. And now, Well,
so we've learned a fair amount about him. Okay, so that's all we can learn from her at this time, it seems.
Thank you. I let you be.
no. Thank you.
So we've brought some peace to her, perhaps. And now we need to find that office. Oh, we did pick up the teddy bear, that's good. Doesn't look as though we've actually got the note in our inventory, though, about where the office is. There we go. Although it doesn't really help, because it just tells us the street name again, it doesn't tell us which area it's in. Okay. Maybe it's back in the southern area. But maybe we pop back and give the stuffed bear to the kid first? Doesn't matter, I think, which order we do things in. So maybe the office is a good first bet. We might find more things which the child would like to know. Oh, it's Punch Up.
Auric, you were supposed to lock the door.
Désolé, am I interrupting something?
You can yell at me later. Let's deal with him.
Good job, Auric.
You're leaving behind quite a mess.
We're about to start cleaning.
That's a good comeback. So, 4 chaps. Let's just launch into a punch-up, I think. So, you need Veles or Krampus. Lelek or Morana. They all need different things. So, you're immune to slow or interruption. You're restoring HP. Nobody seems to have... Yeah, nobody's got anything that stops their focus from being reduced. Which is great. So, we'll just work on this guy. Yeah. Maybe we'll take a bit of damage. But let's just get this guy down. And then we'll use Lelek to reduce everyone else's focus a bit. Yeah, we'll take a shot, but that's okay. So this guy, let's see. Lelek would attack second, wouldn't he? I just want to see... Oh no, we would attack second, because it's going to take 2 attacks to take this guy down. But Lelek, we want to go first, because that will get everyone else's focus in trouble. We'll take a few more hits, but that's okay. Now, you there. You would be our next victim. So we'll soften you up with a bit of focus reduction. And we slowed you, that's good. But we've also broken you down, so it's even better. That guy in the back did good damage. And same again, I think. We will give you a good concussion. Ah, wait a minute. It looks as though Lelek is going to go second on this guy. So it... Have I gone this whole time without realising that the order in which we launch our attacks affects who goes first? Sure seems that way. I was always under the assumption that Salazar's went first, I think. But... Well, that just opens up a whole lot more strategy that I wasn't aware of. Oh, he's been given focus back. That's horrible. No, you there at the back. Let's see. Are you regaining focus yourself next turn? Yeah, he's regenerating people's focus, so he needs to get a bit ruined. This will take 2 off him, but then he'll give himself 2 back, but that's all that's happening this turn. Although we've broken him down actually, so yeah, not a problem. Now, how much damage do you do, Lelek? Not enough to finish him off. So we'll stick to the plan. We'll take another slash, but that's okay. So this guy... Maybe we'll move our negative states onto him, because we are taking quite a lot of bleed. We slowed him down a bit, which is nice. Now he's thoroughly focus reduced. And he's on his ass.
Can you feel it? It's the smell of mystery.
Now they've all disappeared. There's another painting. The Black Madonna again. It was taken off the wall and put back up. Is there something behind it?
Nothing can be kept secret from me.
A 6-digit code. First month of birth, then 1895. Group photo. Belonged to Stefania. So is she also part of the group? Did they just blow themselves up? A child's drawing. October's. That'll be first month of birth then. Okay, so she was providing evidence against a group of an anti-Cyrus nature. So she infiltrated the group and then betrayed them. And that's why she was a target of the attack. I see. That's all we're going to learn in here. Let's go and speak to the child. It's probably not a good idea to tell the child that her mother was a traitor to people who thought she was their friend, but we can at least give her a little teddy bear back. Maybe the nurse will have more information for us.
It's me again.
Yes, sir.
Here's a teddy bear.
I brought her teddy bear. Please, give it to her later.
That's nice. Although, you know...
I know that this won't bring back her mother or her eyes.
Still, thank you.
Is there anything else you can tell us at this point? It seems not. Okay, so that hasn't really told us much more, but we've got more information now, so maybe our fellow on the other side will be more willing to chat to us?
What now? An enema?
Maybe. He is the attacker. Good.
I know the station is your doing, Lehite.
I don't know what you're talking about. How about that morphine then?
Yeah, let's check out where his thoughts are going.
I'll leave you alone, for now.
So, what are we going to learn at this point? Let's follow his thoughts. And they take us back out of the hospital, mate? Oh no, here we go. A flat cap. All the rage amongst middle-class men in Birmingham. Secrets. He is the attacker. We sense a desire for fame in him. So let's see if we can't manipulate him in some way. Veles wants to have a play.
I'm glad I caught you. I see you feeling better.
He's got his clothes back.
Well, it seems I'm a lucky guy. What is it?
Why won't you open up to me? After all, you want to send a message to the entire world. You want everyone to hear about you, to admire you. Do you know who Kmicic is? He's eager to write about you. In Polish. For a Polish underground newspaper. About the heroes of the self-proclaimed struggle against the occupiers.
What are you on about? Do you know Kmicic personally?
Yes. He can't wait.
Is that so? Well, I might be able to tell it to some people, and some people will give you our answer.
Where and when can we meet?
Calm down, magician. We'll reach out to you.
Excellent. So now we need to wait at home to be contacted by the Lehites. I guess that is just our next step, because we can't go back to Wanda or anyone else with information. Because we don't yet have that information. But maybe we're going to receive a telephone call. But then what? Do we go and speak to them first? Or do we give the information straight to somebody that we want to chat to? We've got a visitor.
Live around here, miss? I won't be long. I'm just here to see Mr. Shulsky.
Is that Troublemaker?
Well, look here, miss. Speak of the devil.
Mr. Shulsky,
The young lady was telling me about you. I had no idea you could do such things. You never told me you could do spells and such. Shall I bring you some tea?
Yeah, that would be lovely, thank you.
Gladly. Mr. Tilia might take a while to explain things.
I'll be back in a minute.
we're alone.
To what do I owe this unannounced visit?
You're not even trying to hide the fact that I've come at the bad time. So be it. I'll endure it. Dickstein asked me to contact you regarding a certain matter. Well, alright. Maybe it was me who asked him.
I'm listening.
The university has been operating in secrecy for years, and suddenly, one of ours was arrested. It seems suspicious to me, as if someone betrayed him. I figured that nobody would solve this case faster than a thaumaturge.
Does this mean you would like me to find the traitor?
All I ask is that you go to Dickstein's.
Is Lygia safe?
Should I be concerned for my sister's safety?
She's a frequent speaker and she aids us financially. If the arrests don't cease, someone will eventually betray us. So, I'd say yes, we're all in danger.
Well, we've got to help then.
I'll handle it. I'll go to Dickstein's as soon as possible.
Thank you. Here's his business card. I won't take up any more of your time. Although, I'll admit I wouldn't mind wasting some of mine in your company.
Goodbye, miss.
Goodbye, young lady.
See you.
She's too much trouble.
She arrived and was gone in a flash. Didn't even stay for tea. I hope I didn't make some kind of gaffe by letting the young lady in.
Of course not.
No. Everything is fine, Grażynka.
She had such kind eyes, and she was giving you a rather telling look, too. I'm not implying anything.
Thank you, Grażynka.
No, it's fairly obvious she wants us.
What's the noise?
What's the noise? What noise? Where was the noise?
Over here, young master!
It's a brick.
For God's sake, young master, what is the meaning of this?
It's an excellent question. It's probably not important.
There's no reason to fear. I'm sure it's nothing.
I'd better sweep it up before the young miss sees it, and then I'll call a glass worker.
I won't tell her. This'll be our little secret.
Indeed, exactly.
A message from the Lahites. Come to the bazaar in Powichli with the hack reporter.
The things people come up with.
So, do we talk to anyone else first? Are we able to just phone Wanda? Save us running around?
Please connect me with Fagin, the editor. Śródmieście, 3490. Yes, I'll hold. Thank you.
Hello?
It's me, WS.
Have you learned anything?
We could complain.
They reached out to me. I'm keeping the brick, but someone should compensate me for the window pane.
I'll install it myself. My father was a glazier. Do you know where our bloodthirsty patriots are hiding?
We're supposed to meet in Powiśle near the market. They'll have a carriage waiting.
I'm on my way.
And I'll think about whether I should notify somebody else.
Are we just straight up telling him that? Okay. So I guess if we do want to speak to Wanda, we need to go to her. I don't think we want to speak to Zukov. I do worry though. I worry if Zukov is having me followed, and by going to speak to Wanda, we could just be putting her in some trouble. He's not an idiot, you know.
Have you missed me already? I will deliver your onion, don't worry.
The Lehites.
What about them? Have you found out what den they're staying in?
We have a clue.
They seek a meeting, but on their own terms. They said they would send a coach for me to Powiśle.
A pathetic ploy. Don't worry, I'll be there. I'll keep an eye on you.
Nice.
I'll be off now.
Too bad. Stay out of trouble, wizard.
Yeah, Wanda's got my back. Following a slight delay, while Noob gets comfortable in my lap like a good boy, we are back on the case. Where is our carriage? Somewhere down in the bottom corner of Powiśle.
Have you been waiting long?
I'm a journalist. I can be patient when I know I'll be rewarded for it.
I see that the carriage hasn't arrived yet.
I'm sure they're watching us. Patience. Tell me what you have for me before they get here.
Here's the deal.
I have information for you that may prove useful during the interview.
Let's start with how you convinced the Lahites to reach out.
It wasn't difficult. I tracked down the attacker. Christian Krull survived the explosion of his own bomb. He was lying in Praga hospital and is fanatically devoted to the cause.
Not bad. And the culprit was right under Zhukov's nose all this time. Is there anything else?
The target of the attack was Stefania Lipnicka. She ran a foundation on Nowogrodzka Street. The Lehites found out that Lipnicka was an informant. She'd handed over members of some Polish society from Vilnius to the authorities. The bomb was meant as revenge.
So, this was an attack on her. All other victims were
unlucky bystanders, yes.
Do you have any proof of Lipnicka's betrayal?
We got the SARS medal.
I saw a congratulatory letter and a Russian medal in her office.
In that case, I can't not write about it. You're doing fine. What else?
A veteran of the January uprising was also killed by this bomb. A Polish patriot dedicated to the cause. A Catholic.
That's not bad, but let's be honest. Given his age, how long did he have left? Is that all?
What's that supposed to mean?
You're doing fine. What else?
I renewed my contact with the socialists.
Well, well. How often do you see Wanda?
They want to be as far away from the Lehites as possible, and even go so far as to treat them with hostility.
I like this dichotomy. A common goal, and yet a moral challenge. I would very much like to hear the other side's version. You're doing fine. What else?
Izabela Lipnicka, Stefania's little daughter, is at Praga hospital. She lost her eyesight due to the attack.
And you probably want to suggest that I not mention her in the article.
She is innocent.
The little girl lost her eyesight and her mother, and now she'll be branded as a traitor's daughter. The child has nothing to do with this.
Viktor Shulsky, knight in shining armor. You won't be a very good journalist if you allow yourself to feel guilty. But have it your way.
This is everything I've been able to find.
Incredible. We must work together more often.
Do you suffer from a guilty conscience at any point?
Does your conscience bother you sometimes because of the things you write?
Never, if what I write is the truth. A lot when I write to please the censors in the Courier.
What exactly do you intend to write about the Lehites?
I told you, the truth. I want to know if they're Polish patriots who made a mistake, or if they're Russian provocateurs who want to destroy the socialists. Or if they're just a bunch of lunatics.
Hard to say until we meet them, I guess.
I think that's for us.
Fine. Let's not keep them waiting.
And here we are. In... Where are we exactly? Looks like the place in the port.
O, maszyna Hammonda. Dobra marka.
Finally.
So, this is the famous Khmychits, the herald of the revolution. We have a lot in common.
That remains to be seen.
And this must be Mr. Shulsky. Strange company for a socialist.
We like a bit of socialism.
How can you be sure that I'm not a socialist? Socialist ideas are close to my heart.
The bourgeoisie doesn't go hand in hand with socialism. But that's not important. You will be the first to bring the testimony of the Lahites to the polls. You will be famous.
What did you want to achieve with this attack?
To sow fear in imperialistic hearts. To show what fate awaits those who betray Poland.
Is this about Stefania Lipnitska?
We want to use this interview to expose her lies, her betrayal. Let the people see her true face. She was no Pole, not a true one.
What do you mean by this?
According to the Lehites, who is worthy of calling themselves a real Pole?
This notion may not be subjective, but rather abstract. Would we have a place in your Poland with Mr. Shulsky?
Mr. Shulsky is too much of a Russian, and you, Kmicic, exhibit far too many Semitic traits.
So
but
they're
we
lunatics.
are not lunatics.
Yeah, you are.
We are open to those willing to assimilate.
Lipnitska's faults are not commensurate with her punishment.
Tell that to those she sent to the scaffold. I regret that we could only kill her once, while she killed many. Lipnitska's daughter will be better off in the shelter. At least now she has a chance to grow into a patriot.
And what about Ignacy Wisniewski, a veteran of the January uprising? He also died in this attack.
Mr. Wisniewski would gladly give his life for the motherland.
Should be his choice, though, shouldn't it?
The choice of when to make such a sacrifice should have been Mr. Wisniewski's.
Your victims were all Poles. Doesn't that conflict with your postulations?
Please, don't twist our intentions.
What are the biggest differences between you and the socialists? Because a trusted source tells me that they have a decidedly negative view of your organization.
Socialism is our biggest difference, sir. What's going on here? This interview's over. The police!
No, we didn't come here to arrest you. This will be an execution.
I don't think you know who you're dealing with, miss.
But I know that they'll be fishing your body from the Vistula tomorrow. You'll serve as an example to others.
What took you so long?
You set us up, you son of a Ruski bitch!
Nice. It's kicking off. What have we got? 4 on 2. Should be straightforward enough. That guy's got the focus. Yeah, attack with Upir or Jin to disable. Should we just play it like we did the last fight and just not worry too much about the damage we're taking? I feel like that's probably smart. So, Upir. Let's work together to break this guy down. And then he won't be able to shoot us this turn either. Oh, it's one of the others. Okay. I saw there was only one gunshot icon up there, but yeah, it's clear that multiple of them actually have guns about their person. Lelek. You can't do enough to take this guy out, but you can help reduce everyone else's focus a bit. And then this guy would go down to just a simple hit of some sort. But he would also do that next turn, maybe. So maybe we do start working on someone else's focus. Because this will also speed up our Salator's next action. So yeah, shank away, friend. What have we got against us? Oh, did that guy debuff us? Is that what his thing did? Slowed. Mark enemy. Yeah, we're not in a good state right now. But Lelek reduces focus. Ah, our attack hasn't popped off yet because we were already slowed. Alright then. So Lelek doesn't get to move swiftly this turn. What if we just use Veles to take this guy out? Okay, his damage isn't great enough to do that, really. Who can just hit this guy for a small amount of damage? Veles has a chance. Let's see. How much are we doing here? Enough. Excellent. Wanda gets the shots off. We get shot a bit. She gets shot a bit. She's probably fine. So our next thing is Swift. So maybe we use Lelek to move all of our negative states onto that guy. That will actually move our slow away. So maybe this attack will pop off this turn because we're no longer slow. No, our attack is still queued for next turn. Okay. But Lelek can do some damage to this guy. Not enough to finish him. Can any of the others do enough to finish him? I mean... yeah, Veles might be able to. $17. It was enough. Oh, it was on a random enemy, wasn't it? Okay, so that guy has recovered all of his stuff, but he's also got debuffs out the ass, so that's great. Now, what do we want to do next? That guy's damage is being reduced, but if we break him down, that will no longer be the case. Let's do a slow focus reduction on that guy, because he's not attacking this turn, so that's perfectly fine. And then what should we do to this guy, because he's also not attacking this turn. We'll probably just start working on his focus as well. Now he will be attacking this turn. But that's okay. It's just a flesh wound. Lelek is moving quickly. We will knock this guy out. Lelek can get rid of the rest of this guy's focus and also move another bleed onto him. And down he goes. The Lahites are bested.
Grateful and all, but why didn't you bother telling me you intended to bring the socialists here?
There was no time in all this journalistic rush.
Can we speak outside?
Of course we can, babe.
I can't stay long. The police and the military will be here soon.
Well, thank you for your help, Wanda.
Thank you for dropping by at the right moment.
Remember that.
What do you intend to do about those fanatics?
This particular Hydra needs to have only one of its heads cut off. The rest will either kill or betray each other, or hide in fear.
We'll see.
Miss Wanda, how about a brief comment for the press? The Polish press.
I promise to give you something to write about, Fagin.
Tell me, WS, in what words would you like to be described?
I'd rather not be mentioned at all, because it might keep me out of trouble.
I'd prefer it if Kmicic didn't mention me at all.
As you wish. Who knows? Maybe it's the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Maybe. I don't think so.
Probably not. And there we go. We've got achieved for bringing 3 separate side quests to an end. And we got another point to spend. Isn't that nice? We still have other side quests to do. 2 of them at the moment. I think, though, because we've got 2 main quests left, we should be able to complete one of those main quests without losing the opportunity to do these 2, one would hope. Although it does say that one will pass soon. Because you say I want to get myself a golem sooner rather than later. But if that one's going to pass soon, maybe that does have to be our next quest. So maybe we'll queue that one up. And next time, we'll have a look at trying to save the Flying University. But until then, thanks for watching, friends.